Bruno Fernandes is a producer, not a connector. Now, the argument with Bruno Fernandes is always about Bruno Fernandes' creativity, and I think it's just such a convoluted word. So I think a better way to frame it is that Bruno Fernandes is a producer. He's a final moments producer of goals and assists. There's no doubt in Bruno's productivity over this time at Manchester United. And that does fall into creativity for some people. But for some people, creativity is somebody that's a conductor on the ball. A person that connects things. Somebody in the 10 space that's like a David Silva or a Bernardo Silva. And they're moving things around and they're connecting pieces. They're connecting thirds to each other. Now, this is such an important, integral role in the team. And ideally, you'd have 4 connectors in the team, like Manchester City do. They realised they weren't getting enough service to Haaland playing in a 4-3-3 when he first joined. So they literally changed their whole formation and they played 4 technically gifted connectors feeding this one maniac up front. Now with Manchester United, because of Bruno Fernandes' figures, we think, oh, well, we've got the creative genius that we need in the middle of the park. So it's almost like we don't look for that profile of player. But there's a lot of elements in Bruno's game that don't fit into the traditional 10 role, which is being a connector. And that's one thing we should all be able to agree on, that he isn't. If you think he's creative or not, that's like subjective. He's definitely a producer of goals and assists, but he doesn't connect play well at all. Because he's playing with McTominay, whether you want it to be Fernandes as a 10 and McTominay as a sitting player with Eriksen. We all saw that wasn't the case against Fulham. So if you've got 2 players in Bruno Fernandes and Scott McTominay, they are given the task of connecting our defensive and holding midfield to our attacking players. It's literally their responsibility. Whether that's vertical through the lines, so it's all coming through centrally, or if the wingers get it, they need to be offering off on an angle, even square, to then be able to connect it either to the other wing or through the lines into the striker's feet. If Bruno Fernandes is going to play because of his productivity, then there has to be a concession in the other space and not being so pragmatic and play somebody that actually can link play, who can connect. You should be able to put a Sancho in that position and he should be tasked with connecting play. You should be able to put a Donny van der Beek in there who could connect play. Bruno Fernandes is searching for space so he can produce for himself, which in turn will produce for the team, right? So in his head, but it's a selfish pursuit. He is looking for space to make life easier for himself so he can provide these dynamic actions with the ball that he likes to do. It's very rarely anything physical. It's all striking the ball, right, with Bruno. So he needs space. He's a twig. He's a little matchstick, so he needs space to operate in. Connectors, they're operating in enemy territory, right? They're in between lines and they're looking to create openings. You never see Bruno laying a ball, getting it back, popping one off around the corner. Like, that's not his game. So if Bruno, the producer, needs to play, which if you think he should, then that's a fine argument to have. I don't agree with it. But if you think he should play, cool. But there needs to be a concession that he isn't the connector type. And we need that in our team. But it's simple stuff. And I feel like that could be such an easy fix instead of being so pragmatic and needing to be physical. And yeah, it's looking peak. Just play somebody play Eriksen further forward, man. Do you know what I mean? And then play Amrabat. Hold him. I don't know. Anyway, peace out and I'll catch you later.